What is up, everybody? Small bit of news here. It's been a while, but I saw this and I just got real mad. NVIDIA back to their old tricks, their old bullshit. GT1030, already the lowest tier for the current Pascal series graphics cards. What do? How do they make it worse? They release a DDR4 variant, okay? Now, you may be thinking, oh, well, I mean, it's already a lower card, it's not for gaming, but there's no specification between them. They just list them as an MSI GT1030 or Gigabyte GT1030. There's no way to tell at face value if you're an entry into the PC gaming that you're not going to know if it's DDR4 or DDR5. And not only is it lower clock memory and worse memory, it's lower base clocks too. So the regular base clock for the Gigabyte low profile DDR5 1030, 1230 megahertz. You're losing about 75 megahertz all the way down to 1150 megahertz on the DDR4 version. And then on your OC clock, you're still losing 50 megahertz. You're going to be clocking up to 1177. That's your overclock is only going to be about what, 22 megahertz. That's not exactly boost mode. And their dedicated boost is only going to go up to 1379 megahertz while gaming, compared to 1468 megahertz on the GDDR5 variant of the 1030, which I don't understand why they're doing this. You already have a card that barely scrapes by in anything but esports titles, and I mean barely. And what do? They push out a worse version that will probably be pulling less frames, so you could be looking at potentially below 60 FPS in any AAA, even on medium 1080p. You're going to have much slower memory than GDDR5. Okay? The VRAM clock for GDDR5 on the 1030 is 6008 megabits per second. You are dropping down to 2100 megabits per second on the DDR4 variant. It would be like using a graphics card from 2 or 3 generations ago in today. But honestly, you might have better performance with older cards because they would have more VRAM anyway, and they'd be more, gaming oriented. You'd be able to overclock, boost clock, potentially even higher. But the dumbest part about this is that they're calling it a GT1030. It's not a GT1030. It's a completely different product. It's got a different core clock, different memory altogether. Why are they calling this a GT1030? Just call it a fucking GT10 or GT20, I don't know. Or rebrand the original 1030s as 1030 Ti's. I don't even know. It's all bullshit. Who's going to buy these cards? People who need a worse display adapter? There's nobody who's going to be building a system, look at the similarly priced GDDR5 variant and say, no, I need the DDR4 for a third of the performance for what it will most likely be a $10 to $15 price difference. The only way that this is possibly okay is if the DDR4 variants are only for OEM systems like Dell's and HP's, but I can't even see them doing that with Intel integrated graphics being the dominating force in Dell, HP OEM systems. But yeah, so definitely do not recommend in any way buy the 1030 DDR4. You are much better off, you are 100 times better off buying a used graphics card for the same price that $100 or a little below could get you probably a 760 or 770 that would blow this card out of the fucking water. Or, alternatively, you keep saving up. You're only about $35 off from a 1050, which once again would destroy this DDR4 card 150% of the time. Okay, so Intel's GPU they're developing, the discrete, dedicated, got a title. It's going to be called Arctic Sound. Horrible name. I hope that's a code name. But they're going to have a dedicated gaming variant, which I can't believe Intel thinks. See, I understood the dedicated GPU side for content creators or 3D rendering or CAD, but I can't believe that Intel thinks they're going to market their GPU towards gamers. They're out of their fucking minds. Finally, more bullshit. AMD is coming from the red team, you know. They are launching a RX 500X series. Another refresh of the Polaris architecture, which has already been refreshed twice. So they've got spots for an RX 580X, 570X, 2 spots for 560X. I think one of those might be 2 gigs and one will be 4, or one could be a mobile version of the 560X, and an RX 550X. Now, this is complete bullshit, mainly because the moment these go on the market, you won't be able to buy them. The crypto miners are going to eat this shit up. Oh, faster clocked 580. Don't mind if I do. I'm going to snatch it up. They're going to be pumping out hash rates potentially better than the current RX 5 series. So the miners are going to love it. I would have loved if AMD had called these dedicated mining cards. But no, they went with the gamer-sounding X series, which it seems a little try-hard on AMD's part. And I don't know if this means that Vega is not going to see any updates this year. I just think, personally, Vega came out a very bad time because it's right between their 5 series dedicated GPUs and their Ryzen APUs coming out. Where was the market for Vega going to be? Everybody's making mistakes this week. Alright, well, I'm going to get back to uploading these podcasts every week. Just been too busy, and there's actually not been that much news. I mean, I'm going to get on the mic every week and tell you that cards haven't come down in price, RAM hasn't come down in price, and everything is awful in the PC gaming landscape right now. I wouldn't think so, but I'll be back at you next time I have news.